Hello, my name is Jacob Monk. Welcome to this little video about Denmark and the Danish flag. Let me start with showing you the Danish flag. It looks like this. We got this flag in 1219 when the Danish king Valdemar Sejr, he was on a crusade in accordance with the orders of the Pope in Rome. He tried to conquer the heathens in what is nowadays called Estonia. And during the battle in Estonia, it is told in a myth that this flag fell down from heaven. It was given to Valdemar Sejr from God himself. Well, in reality, I believe this flag, it came from the so-called German order. The German order was a monastery order, a crusader order that was started up by the Pope a few years before. After Pope Urban II, he ordered crusades all around Europe and especially in Jerusalem to liberate Europe, to liberate the old Christian areas and reintroduce Christianity instead of conquering Islam. So this flag is a symbol of the fight against Islam, for freedom, for our national sovereignty, and for the Christianity, the old Catholic Christianity that we had in Denmark up until 1536, when a Protestant invasion in Denmark bought and financed by the Danish King Christian III, it threw the Catholic bishops out, put them in jail, and introduced Protestantism by force. So this is a symbol that symbolizes freedom, Christianity, Danish unity, and the rule of law. Because Valdemar Sejr, he wanted Denmark to be united, not divided in small parts, united under one king. And since Valdemar Sejr, we have had only one king or one queen. Well, I'm very proud to live in a place ruled by law. I'm very proud to live in a place ruled by this wonderful system, symbol here. Because remember, this sign shows the cross of Christ, and in the background you have the blood of Christ. Well, you know, when you go to communion in the church, you eat the flesh of blood and eat the flesh of Christ and drink the blood of Christ. And this is the blood of Christ. It symbolizes the blood of Christ, that is God himself. So you can't think of any sign being more holy than the Danish flag. And I'm so proud coming from the nation with this flag. But then what is the problem? Why am I making this video? Because we have a problem here in Denmark. We've had this problem for around 500 years, and the problem is Protestantism. You know, there are three enemies of the flag, three enemies of Christ, and three enemies of Europe and Denmark. Enemy number one is Islam. We had fight against Islam up until the 15th century. Then Islam was not conquered, but they were defeated in Spain and in what is called Vienna today. there were some big battles where our brothers from France and from Poland fought against the Muslims. Well, now what is the core idea of Christianity? Well, first of all, it is moral. It's a moral teaching. It is about forgiveness and about the idea that you should never do anything against other people that you don't want these people to do against yourself. And then the idea is also to introduce Christianity morals in the society. And how is this going on in Denmark? Do we have success with introducing the values of our flag? We have had this flag for 800 years, so it should be time enough to find a way to introduce Christian values in our country. Well, first of all, the idea that don't do anything against others that you don't want these people to do against yourself. Denmark has been a part of the American bombing campaign against Libya, Syria, Iran, Iraq. Denmark has been an uncritical follower of the leaders of NATO. America has bombarded and invaded and occupied quite a lot of foreign countries, and Denmark has never said no to any of these actions. Actually, Denmark say no, USA is our primarily allied, so we need always to be together with USA. Do you think this is Christianity? Do you think this is Christians' morals? Well, I leave it up to you yourself to give the answer. Second, in Denmark is the first country where totally legal abortion, that was killing of the unborn babies, were allowed. It's still allowed today, 2019. Do you think that's the way you want your life to be ended? Do you dream of when you were in your mother's womb before you were born, that you were killed like a defenseless unborn child? I suppose you are happy you were born alive, but when you use abortion, children are not born alive. They are killed before they are born. Also in Denmark, we have a lot of promoting of LGBT, that is lesbianism, gay, homosexuality, bisexuality, ladyboys, any kind of perversion that is absolutely against Christianity and Christian morals. This is why when you travel through Copenhagen, you will see gay flags, not Danish flags, no. Not flags with the cross of Christ, not flags with the blood of Christ, no. But gay flags with the rainbow colors everywhere. That means in Denmark we like abortion, we like homosexuality, we like promiscuity. Well, the Minister of State called Mette Frederiksen, she has been married quite a few times, and other political leaders, they have had a very turbulent private life because they like the idea of promiscuity. That is the Lutheran morals, because after 1536, Lutheranism was introduced in Denmark. And even today, 500 years later, Lutheran morality is the basic morality in Denmark. And that is no morals at all. So I pray to my God, I pray to Jesus Christ that once I hope as soon as possible, the Christian religion will be reintroduced in Denmark and also in Europe as a whole. We had a Reformation 500 years ago, and then Christianity was made quite illegal. They introduced something called Protestantism instead, the idea that you just protest. First of all, you protest against the Pope. You protest against Christian morals. You protest against any kind of morality at all. Because in Lutheranism there is no morality. The idea is that everything is evil. God, he has his own world living apart from human beings. This is called the world of God. But we human beings, we're living in the world of human beings. And there it's the devil that rules. And therefore we have no morality. We can do as we want. Of course we will get punished if we do something the king or the queen don't want us to do. But there is no morality to prevent it. So I would like to see our flag taking serious in Denmark. I think many Islamic countries, they accept the Christian values, the original Christian values, much more than we do in Denmark, although Denmark is a so-called Christian country. In our constitution it is said that it is Lutheran and evangelical. Evangelical, that is the last part of the Bible. That is where Jesus himself, he tells us that Christianity is all about never doing anything to your brother or your friend or other human beings that you don't want these people to do against you. And here in Denmark, we don't want to be invaded. We don't want to be bombarded. We don't want to be destroyed. Therefore, the Danes should have this personal dignity to follow the same set of rules when it comes to other countries. Don't bomb. Don't invade. Take your troops out of Syria, out of Afghanistan. Give the money, a lot of money to Libya, that the Danes and the Americans and a few other NATO allies, they destroyed around 10 years ago. Well, this is a shame, and I'm ashamed of coming from a nation that has made trash out of the Christian cross, even although this Christian cross was conquered with fight and with blood from our own forefathers in 1219. Today, the government, the Protestant government, don't give a damn about the Christian cross and the blood of Christ. They only want Denmark to be what you can call a prostitute follower of the big demon in world politics, that is USA. Thank you for listening.